Hey guys, I don't know if you'd say this is good news or how you view this. Um, Mike Pence was at a rally on Friday in Florida called Faith Freedom. Bunch of F's in that couple sentences there. The Faith and Freedom Coalition is a part of another. I don't know the name of the rally, but that was the group he was part of. And he's speaking about religious matters, and he was booed. People started booing him, calling him a traitor. I don't like Michael Pence. I don't think a lot of people in Indiana like Michael Pence. I don't respect him, and I don't respect anybody else who was a member anytime of the Trump administration. On January the 6th, there were people that came to the Capitol with the intention of catching him and possibly murdering the vice president. You know, it shocks me that, he has downplayed it, and he came out recently and said he disagrees with Trump on it, and he'll never quite forgive him on that. I guess that's the extent it takes a Republican to. That's what it takes for them to rethink a situation as them being threatened with murder. And nooses hung up because there were nooses hanging up there. People were caught. There was a guy came in there with a lunch bag full of Molotov cocktails. And I thought it was interesting. They had like styrofoam cups they ripped up, and they had it in this fluid. So when they burn you, it sticks. Kind of like white phosphorus. They brought that stuff. Don't let nobody ever tell you there weren't weapons. The weapons were there. Guns were there. So, I don't care. I think that it's delusional. I think that Mike Pence wants to have a future in the Republican Party, and so he's gonna ride. He's gonna play the game, and that's what you do. Um, I think that what this most recent show of disrespect shows you, because nobody really defending it. People were screaming, and other people just stood there and just watched. I think what it shows you is that Michael Pence will never be able to take the reins of Trump's horse. And in a lot of ways, it reminds me of Hitler in the bunker and Himmler. How Hitler, was like, okay, Himmler's gonna get to the end. Hitler was delusional. Hitler thought that he was looking at a map with ghost divisions. These were troops that were mostly combat ineffective. These were, groups of soldiers that were all broken up, too wounded to even move. The movie Downfall goes into this in great detail, but that Hitler was delusional. The war was over, and he didn't even realize. He's like, "Well, they're gonna do this," and they're like, "They weren't able to gather enough men." Well, he'll rescue these people. He can't. They can't move. And Hitler was talking about how he was going to turn over to Himmler, and Himmler was actually speaking with the Americans. He was trying to work out a deal so he'd maintain power, and he turned it all on Hitler. These were the decisions being made at the end of the war. They were going to put it all on Hitler to have power. That's what, and it turned out Hitler found out, and it was too late to do anything about it. But that's what happened. The people that Hitler trusted at the end were like, no, I'm going to do what's best for me. And that's what Trump's people are to me. Trump went all the way to the end, and there's no loyalty among criminals and thieves like there was with Hitler. That uncertainty, that deception, everybody deceiving each other, all this secrecy and stuff. That's what this was. So Mike Pence will never get the reins. This will never happen. There will never be this like legacy where it's okay, I rode with Trump. No. Mike Pence served a role. Okay? He served a role to get the Christians, to get these evangelicals together that we're going to make America America again. We're going to put the gays back in the closet. We're going to discriminate against transgender people. We're going to scare a bunch of people that we don't like, and we're going to make them hide, just like McCarthy did. We're going to scare people. We're going to hurt you. We're going to hurt these people, and the Christians supported him for it. I always quote this. What did Franklin Graham say? He's profane, but he's ordained. What's that? What does that mean? That means that we Christians know he's a dirty dude, but he's going to give us what we want, and that's what matters. His values don't matter. I don't care if he paid off a porn star. As long as he hurts the people we don't like, we'll support him, and we'll say a few prayers every so often. And every so often, he'll say something about God or Christianity, or he'll say something vaguely of Jesus Christ. What do you say? The Bible talking about two kings? Yeah. As long as he does that, the Christians are happy. That's it. That's all it takes. I think that Mike Pence played a role somewhat as LBJ played for John Kennedy. They had LBJ in there to carry the South. They didn't like him. They did a lot of meetings LBJ wasn't even invited to. That's what Mike Pence was. And Mike Pence played the role very well. I don't remember him ever really raising any smoke. I don't remember him ever questioning anything Trump did. I don't remember him ever doing anything out of hand, ever. I don't remember him doing much. Even Ben Carson, I remember, said some things that I was like, yo, So Mike Pence played a role, but for the dogs, for the Trumpers, they don't want the Bible. They don't want Christianity. Yeah, they'll every so often, let us pray. They'll bow their head in prayer, as long as it's God, cast these demons to hell, our enemies. The Nazis did that. The Nazis had a belt buckle. They said, "God be with us." I mean, hard men have always used religion in a perverted way. You've always had that to suit their purposes. But I just think this just makes the point. I'm into here. This makes the point that Michael Pence will never be able to corral the dogs. He'll never be able to maintain control of the coalition that Trump built of Nazis and white supremacists and racists and bigots and misogynistic characters and just the most vicious characters who wanted a hard man. Pence ain't it. He wasn't then. He isn't now. He's just some guy that he's read the Bible. He says he's a Christian. He professes to be a Christian, and he had a conservative radio show at one time. That's all he is. Thanks for listening.